All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Newton Town Council meeting of January 14th, 2019. If everyone can please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for attending tonight. I'd like to look out and have a full room. I know why we have a full room, but it's still nice to see everyone. Thank you for coming. Mrs. Reed, can you please do the roll call?
Mr. Dixon?
Here.
Mrs. Diglio?
Here.
Mr. Flynn? Mr. Schlaffer?
Here.
Mayor LaFois?
Here, and yes, Deputy Mayor Flynn is excused tonight. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this regular meeting was given to the two newspapers of record and posted on the official bulletin board on January 4th, 2019. My colleagues on the council, you received the minutes from the December 26th regular meeting and the January 3rd reorganization meeting. Any changes, additions, deletions, amendments?
No.
Comments? No? Okay. Then I'll entertain a motion to approve both.
I'll make a motion to approve the December 26th regular meeting and the January 3rd reorganization meeting.
And I will second that.
All right, I have a motion by Councilman Dixon and a second by Councilman Diglio. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio?
Yes.
Mr. Schlaffer?
Yes.
Mayor LaFois?
Yes. At this point in the meeting, the Town Council welcomes comments from any member of the public on any topic, and to help facilitate an orderly meeting and to permit the opportunity for anyone who wishes to be heard, speakers are asked to take one turn at the microphone and please limit their comments to 5 minutes. The clerk will keep time. If reading from a prepared statement, please provide a copy and email a copy to the clerk's office after making your comments so it may be properly reflected in the minutes. Do we have any comments from the public at this time? Okay. There will also be a second opportunity at the end of the meeting. All right, our next order of business tonight, seeing no comments, we'll close that portion of the meeting. Our next order of business will be the swearing in of the officers of the Newton Fire Department, the two 2019 officers. So I invite the officers in at this point, please.
You get to put your hand on the Bible for everybody.
Oh,
Okay, so we kind of went over this, gentlemen, right? All right. So I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand, and you're going to repeat after me, and you're going to state your name. All right. I, and state your name.
I, Scott Perkino.
Okay. We were going to do it individually, but all right, we'll do it as a group. Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
and affirm
and affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully
impartially,
and impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the office of
the office of Chief
Deputy Chief.
Captain.
Captain. Lieutenant. 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 Lieutenant.
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
May I present to you the 2019 office. So on behalf of the Town Council and the residents of the Town of Newton, I want to thank you all, first of all, for the service, volunteer service each and every day that you all provide and the entire department provides to the residents of Newton and all the mutual aid departments that you also respond to. But in particular, want to thank all of you for stepping up to take leadership roles in the department. And I know that you guys will continue to represent the town of Newton in a wonderful fashion. And as a resident who has been on the receiving end of the services of the Newton Fire Department. I know that we have one of the best departments in the county, and I thank you for your continued service. Yep. I think I have them in order, but.
Somebody understand.
It's your chance to be somebody else.
That's right. They won't blame me.
Double your pay.
Doing it right here? Okay.
Yeah. Rich to.
Yeah, I know. Can't be here for a while.
Thanks.
Where am I signing? I'm sorry.
Right there.
Make sure.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Good to see you.
Here you go. Thank you. Last but not least.
Just name and signature.
No, just sign it.
Right here?
Yeah, just sign.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Right there. It's all yours, all yours.
Thank you. Okay, at this point in the meeting, we will move on to council and manager reports. So last Thursday evening, January 10th, town manager Russo and Kimberly and I attended an entertainment showcase in Carlstadt, which showcased, 8 different musical acts. And the intent really was to look at potentially some entertainment that'd be able to come in for some of our events and just add a little something to some of the events. So I think it was time well spent. It was a complimentary event, right, Tom? Do you have anything to add on it?
Yeah, no, it was nice to see bands and entertainment from out of the area that we might be able to bring into our events. So we're going to follow up with them the next few weeks.
It was neat to see their following, also come out to support them, which, would bring additional folks into the town of Newton, I think, so that was great. We, in our packets, also received the bios on the 2 new officers that started in the academy, so we wish them the best of luck, and we'll see them at a later date when they graduate from the academy and do a proper swearing in, so adding to our wonderful Newton Police Department force as well. I got an update that PCI, Fred Margron, toured all of our water and sewer facilities, I believe last week, and was very impressed with the staff that we have and the facilities that we have, so we'll move forward as we continue through the budget season on the water and sewer conversations. And because of the snow and the weather we haven't got, it's been pretty cold, but Firehouse 2 is making a lot of great progress, and all the exterior was really essentially done at this point, and all the walls are up and closed in, so I think we're on schedule, if not ahead, and they're making great strides on the building. Deputy Mayor Flynn's not here. Councilman DeGrilla, your reports?
Well, last week I attended the chamber meeting, and the Greater Newton Chamber of Commerce is reorganizing as far as our officers are going. That will take place shortly. And actually, we were supposed to have our dinner, but unfortunately, Nancy Woods, who was and has been our director for many, many years, has decided to retire, and at our dinner we're going to be honoring her. And we were planning on having the dinner sooner, but unfortunately her husband has to have surgery and could not attend at the time we had planned, so we had to postpone the dinner to hopefully March 7th, and hopefully his surgery will be over. I also attended the First Aid Squad meeting, and in the First Aid Squad meeting, We are also doing a lot of reorganizing and setting up new committees, and the officers have been elected and will be sworn in soon, but we are in the process of setting up the committees. And that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you, Ann. Thank you, Councilman Schlaffer.
Nothing for me tonight.
Okay, Councilman Dixon?
On January 8th, I attended both the reorganization and regular meeting of the Newton Board of Ed. The Board of Ed welcomed 2 new elected members this year, as well as a new sending district representative from Andover Township. The all-day preschool program started January 2nd. Currently, there's 52 spots out of the allotted 60. They're going to be filling the additional spaces. They're open until they're filled. So if anybody knows of any preschool-age children in Newton, spread the word. They're looking.
You said 52?
52 out of 60, yeah. There's 60 allotted spaces, and currently there's 52. Security updates are progressing, and then they should have a recommendation for the hiring of the new after-school security monitor for Miriam School by the next meeting. The Raptor system that they're implementing, it's going to take some time to train the staff, but they anticipate having it up and running by February. The board reviewed some of their facility priorities and elected to continue to focus on the security recommendations at all schools as their top priority. Some of these upgrades include some strobe lights, building a vestibule at Halsted, and installing a special film on the windows, reinforcing them. Subscription busing, that was discussed, and they thoroughly evaluated it, but the recommendation at this point was that it's not feasible for the district to be able to provide that. The board president brought up the Newton Board's desire to restart the Tri-District Consortium. The sending districts agreed to go back to their boards and discuss that idea. So, I just want to also say congratulations to all the fire department members. I attended their New Year's Day celebration, and I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here, but I just want to also congratulate the football team on a fantastic season. I was at a couple of your games. You guys are fantastic, so that's all I have.
All right, Mr. Russo?
A couple things. We have a technical review committee meeting Wednesday. Thor Labs project will be discussed, so we're excited about that. We'll be closed on Monday the 21st in recognition of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Next week we'll have a meeting with the state of New Jersey to discuss the progress on the Armory project. Our next council meeting is the 28th, and Ursula might have something to say about the rooming house legislation. There's a committee meeting this week that she'll be representing the town at in Trenton. Can you just mention anything about that for us?
It'll be considered on Thursday before the committee, and so it'll be an opportunity to express our support of the change to include rooming boarding houses within the definition of landlord. So I'll report back after Thursday.
I know at this time, Councilman Dixon will be attending, and I think Councilwoman Dickey and I are looking at our schedules to see about.
I know it's going to be with the chief beforehand to get his statistics and information.
Yeah, Chief Richards will be there as well, right?
No, he's not going Thursday, but he's going to meet with Ursula prior to, just to go over the updated statistics. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Good, and we want to thank our legislators in the 24th District for keeping this conversation as a priority coming out of and in support of the town. Also want to make note that Deputy Mayor Flynn, Councilman Schlaffer, and Councilman Dixon and I all attended the swearing in of the freeholders immediately following our reorganization meeting. It was a packed room, and they recognized that the town and elected officials were there, which was good as well. So best of luck to our neighbors down the street and the freeholders. As we know, we continue to have conversations because we all share the same zip code. So look forward to continuing those conversations with them this year. Which leads us into our next portion of the meeting. We do have the football team here with us today. So if you'll indulge me for a moment, I have a little bit of some statistics, and I'd like to brag about you guys for a little bit, if that's okay. I'm sure you don't mind the spotlight, right? And I see a big trophy to prove it. And then we have a proclamation for Coach as well. So We're very proud of our Newton High School football team and the accomplishments that they've all achieved the last couple of years. I know many of you guys look up to those guys as well, but we know that we couldn't have a great high school team without a great youth program, right? And you guys are up and coming high school stars, and we look forward to hearing all about you in the coming years and the great team that you're going to be when you get up to Newton High School. But just by background, I want to let you know these players practice 5 days a week, 2 hours a day starting August 1st, and they finished in early November. In addition to their 5-day-a-week practices, they also had games on the weekends. And this season, the Newton 8th grade team was dominant in Morris County. They're part of the Morris County Youth Football League, and they won the league title with a perfect 10-0 season. And they did this all with only 19 players on the roster. The Braves only had 19 players on the roster, which was the smallest amount of players in the entire league. So not only did you go a 10-0 season and win the championship, but you did it with the smallest number of players. So I know I'm a big football fan, so I know many of you are probably playing multiple positions, right? The Morris County Youth Football League is comprised of Newton, Wayne, Randolph, Vernon, Jefferson, Hackettstown, Denville, Mount Olive, Mendham, Madison, and Long Valley. So definitely teams and communities with lots of high competition as well. In the semifinals, you guys beat Wayne with a score of 38-19. And in the championship, Newton beat Randolph 30-6. Both Wayne and Randolph had almost twice the amount of players than Newton. They got a lot more rest than you guys did. This season, Newton outscored its opponents by a margin of 319-82. Way to go defense, right? And offense. Offense for scoring and defense for holding the line, right? And if we go back to the previous season, you guys have actually won 16 straight games. Great accomplishment. Over their 6 years of playing football, you guys had a total record of 58-6. Good job, coaches. Adam Guerra was the lead head coach, and you coached most of these players since second grade, I understand. All right. So I have certificates for each of you. I have a proclamation that I have to read, and of course I got to call out my buddy Robert McCullough as a quarterback and kicker. And he's the nephew of one of our Newton's finest police officers over here, Officer Teed. So I had to call him out because he's one of our own. I also want to recognize the rest of the coaching staff. In addition to head coach Adam Guerra, we have assistant coach Pete Fredenzi, assistant coach Dan Nolan, assistant coach Teddy Sibley's, assistant coach Jeff LaCourte, and assistant coach Dennis Malillo. Did I miss anybody? Good? Yeah? Big round of applause. So our proclamation reads to the Newton Braves youth football team, whereas the Newton Town Council members recognize the benefits of our youth derived by The Newton Town Council members recognize the benefits our youth derive by participating in organized sports. And whereas the Newton Youth Football Program provides the youngsters of Newton an opportunity to participate in an organized sport during the school year, and whereas the Newton Youth Football Program is a member of the Morris County Youth Football League, along with Denville, Hackettstown, Jefferson, Long Valley, Madison, Mendham, Mount Olive, Randolph, Vernon, and Wayne. And whereas under the direction of head coach Adam Guerra, assistant coaches Pete Fredenzi, Dan Nolan, Teddy Sibley's, Jeff LaCourte, and Dennis Malillo, the Braves youth 8th grade football team with 19 team members takes pride in their 2018 season with a record of 10-0, scoring a total of 319 points during the season. And whereas the team's talents and skills helped them to defeat Randolph in the championship game by a score of 30-6. Now therefore, we, the mayor and the town council members of the town of Newton, hereby proclaim our congratulations to the Newton Youth Football Team for their outstanding talent and accomplishments, and wish them continued success in the future. And then we list all the players and the members. So, Coach, if you guys want to come up, and I'll give you a proclamation. I think some pictures will probably be taken. And then I'll get out of the way so you guys can have a social picture by yourself. After you knock down my sign, it's all right. Where's Teddy?
Daddy left. You heard there was no refreshments.
Next year. You guys want the trophy in the picture? No. Yeah. Come on, you guys can do it. Come on down.
Let people.
I'm gonna text you right now.
It's not us, it's the kids.
All right, so Pasquale Festa, number 81. Rylan of Volby, number 78. Claudio Ibarra, number 66. Taylor Sibley's number 33. Dominic Fredenzi, number 13. Devontae, the middle number 399. Aiden LaCourte, number 56. Braden Nolan, number 32. Jake Bennett, number 17. Dominic Bosch.
Don't come this way.
Billy Greenlaw, number 17. Matt McLean, number 52. Mike Cole, number 22. Evan Robinson, number 10. Michael Troutman, number 68.
Bad boy. 80.
Brody Guerra, number 44. Matt Payne, number 25.
What is your root?
Yeah, you guys sent,
Clerk's office.
Hey, Devontae, stand in front of Come on, come down.
Come on, tighten up.
Your shoulders aren't that broad yet.
Mike, move in. Stay sack
All
loud.
right.
Just look at this side.
Who are you looking at? If this is in the paper, can the title be said?
Come on, Mike, move in.
Push, boys.
It looks like my head is under these kids' shoulders.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm like, that kid, that's the reason. That guy's like 30.
Alright, guys, think, move.
Right. Rob, good job.
Hi, guys. I really have to go. Out in the lobby, we'll take a picture. Yeah, out in the lobby, we'll take a picture. Out in the lobby, we'll take a picture.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Yes, sir.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Just before everybody leaves, I think the coach wants to say something really quick.
I'd like to say thank you to the mayor and the town council for doing this. It was very nice. Great thank you to the kids, but I'd also like to thank the town of Newton for giving us the opportunity and providing us with a great facility in the field. And this is what your money is going to, is excellent youth players and people. And when these kids get to high school, they will be gentlemen and they will be excellent athletes, so you can expect a lot of things from them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you to all the parents and the hours and hours of driving back and forth to practice and games, cold nights and cold days and rainy, right? Players couldn't do without the parents, that's for sure. Congratulations. Thank you.
And before you guys get out of here, I just want to say, as a certified strength and conditioning coach, I know how difficult it is to play 19 players for a 22-man roster, playing both sides of the ball for 10 games, going deep in the season like that. I know how grueling it is. I've seen it. I've experienced it as a player, and I've seen it as a coach. And seriously, guys, you've done an incredible thing, and our future is very, very bright at the high school. Thank you.
So we will make you safe for the rest of the business meeting. We'll give you a few minutes to head out if you'd like.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much. Take care.
You're welcome.
Hangout session.
That's all right.
Well, most of the players are multi-sport players too, so they're already in their winter sports season.
Football's the only sport that should be able to do that. 3 men.
All right, so we'll move on with our meeting tonight. We have no ordinances, we have no old business, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the town of Newton and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Mr. Russo, can you run through these resolutions, please?
Yes, 28 is a resolution supporting Safe Routes to Schools program. 29 supports legislation for junior firefighters. Resolution 30 is authorizes the tax collector to sell municipal liens. 31 is Matt Dixon as council liaison to Board of Ed. 32 is Joyce Franklin as senior citizen coordinator. 33 is Barbara Vranos as regular member of the planning board. 34 authorizes agreement with Excel Environmental Resources for environmental engineering. 35 is Jared Co-Francisco as alternate prosecutor. 36 is a temporary budget for 2019. 37 extends Kiefer Electrical Services contract. 38 grants authority for approval of certain purchases through state contracts and co-ops.
Resolution 39 is a resolution for the DOT and our legislators addressing unsafe road conditions on Route 94. Resolution 40 is a person-to-person transfer of retail consumption license. Bills and vouchers 41, and one application for junior firefighter. I'm just going to make sure the door's open, Mayor. Pardon me.
So I know we had officers from our fire department here, but in reference to Resolution 29 in 2019, we had talked about this in prior meetings. And I know Hampton and other fire departments have been looking at their junior firefighters auxiliaries, and because our departments are all volunteer, great opportunity for younger members to get involved, learn about firefighting, and there to support and be a little bit more hands-on, and that's what this resolution is doing, is supporting the Assembly and the accompanying Senate bill in amending what the junior firefighters are allowed to do as junior members of the department. And then, Tom, thank you. So thank you for getting that resolution to us, and then thank you also for helping with regards to Resolution 39, 2019. This is also an issue that we talked about at other meetings, and this has to do with the water runoff coming down Route 94, right? So that water runoff is as a result of some work that the state's done. And I think last Sunday I had been on Route 94 3 different times, and the state laid down some salt, but there's just water running. And we've tried to reach out to the DOT to number one, make them aware. Number two, ask them to mitigate the situation with no response. So Tom reached out to our legislators, and that's why we have this resolution. So it's really kind of next steps. But I think we all agree, and we discussed, as I mentioned, we discussed before, that that's an unsafe condition. Now as we're going into winter, the ice and other issues that are going to come about from that. So any other conversations or anyone that wants to pull any of the resolutions off the consent agenda? Okay. So do I have a motion to move the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to move the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
All right. I have a motion to move the consent agenda by Councilman Schlaffer, a second by Councilman Dixon. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio?
Yes.
Mr. Schlaffer?
Yes.
Mayor LaFois?
Yes. We'll go at intermission. We don't have any items for discussion, so at this point in time, we'll reopen the meeting to the public. Anyone wishing to come forward, make a statement, ask any question? Seeing none, we'll close that portion of the meeting. Any further council manager comments, Mr. Russo?
Not at this time.
Mr. Schlaffer? Mr. Dixon?
Just briefly, I did reach out to the chief of staff for aerospace and work, because I was just curious if residents, if they wanted to make the drive down, if they could, and that was a response that yes, they are allowed. So, just for public record, if anybody wants to come down and show their support as well.
In regards to the
In
hearings
regards
on
to the hearings
Thursday.
on Thursday, yes, correct, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
About the
About the
rooming
rooming house.
rooming house
Yeah.
in Trenton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you that have never been to a hearing and testified, it's an interesting process, and it's a good one to experience at least once. Mr. Leon?
I just did forget to mention that this past year the squad took almost 2,000 calls.
Wow.
Yeah, up 500 from last year.
Up 500 from last year. Same types of calls, or did the squad see an increase in certain calls?
There was an increase in mutual aid calls. A lot of them are still in town. Sick calls, overdoses, and
So please extend our thanks and appreciation to the First Aid Squad as well. I know that we have occasion to do that during and throughout the year, but as an officer of the First Aid Squad and our council liaison, if you could extend our appreciation, that would be great. All right, seeing nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn at 7:37.
I'll make that motion to adjourn at 7:37.
Second motion to adjourn.
I have a motion by Councilman Diglio and a second by Councilman Schlaffer. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you, everyone.